Hello everyone, welcome to the Ghost of Yotei Platinum Trophy playthrough. We're here right at the beginning of the game. Just finished writing some names down on a piece of cloth and about to start. My apologies for the audio, it's not the greatest, I know that. There were some hardware issues, but those have been fixed for future videos. For the most part, it's about 99% fixed. There's some recordings that still have a bit of a dodgy audio, but we won't have too many of those going forward. So getting straight into our first trophy, coming right up. As long as we have our wolf companion, that sort of shows up throughout the game, I suppose. So we just finished killing a dude. Didn't include any of the actual fight, keeping it relatively spoiler free, but this does obviously have some spoilers in it. So there we go, the first trophy, the snake. So continuing on from here, this is now the official beginning of the game. Before was sort of the beginning of the game, but this is the actual main entrance. And no trophies for this one, but I thought it was a pretty amazing and beautiful entrance to the game with the music, although, you know, with the audio issues, not exactly the greatest, but either way I thought I'd leave it in, and hopefully you guys enjoy the entrance to the game as much as I do. So there we go, introduced to the game and starting off with some tunes from on the guitar to earn a trophy. Fireside performance, play a shamisen song while camping. So I kept a little bit of the tunes in, but going forward we'll have a few more songs and a full performance at the end when we earn another trophy. Moving on into the photo mode, got this one out of the way really quickly at the beginning of the game. This one is for personalizing a scene in photo mode, which obviously you can see, got that quickly and moved on. Next up, we have picking a name for a horse, naming a friend. Easy does it. Another easy story trophy. And this one, we moved on to the mountain. Climbing a mountain and picking something up. We get inheritance trophy. Acquire your parents' charms from the peak of Mount Yotei. So the peak is actually not really a playable area. It sort of is, but it sort of isn't. It's a bit confusing. It's really just a climb. There's nothing really that spectacular about it, or even the world around the base of Mount Yotei, which is a bit disappointing, but it's always there in the background. And this game just produces some pretty beautiful scenes. And I've kept those. I've tried to keep those in as much as possible, just so you guys can get the full detail and depth that the game has to offer. Obviously, I've tried to cut out the non-important bits, but keep some, lose some. I know we go through some trophies pretty quickly at the beginning, but yeah. Anyway, after having a good old meal with that woman, we earn our next trophy. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but essentially it means friend, and we shared a meal with that woman and we got the trophy for it. Next one coming up, I like to sort of buy everything I can buy. Bit of a collectionist in me. And after I bought this one, we got purely decorative for acquiring 30 different vanity items. Next up is this game, Zenji Haki. I've kept the whole game in just so you guys can get a look at what the game is like. Not my best game. I'll do some better games later on, which I don't think I've included in the video, but you know, it's a fun little game. Just a coin flip game. I reckon it'll be pretty fun in real life. And we get a trophy coming up here as well. Of course, after I screw that one up. And so now the opponent has to, or gets to, have his turn. And of course he scores a couple. But then, you know, on this sort of difficulty with, I wouldn't say this difficulty, but on the easier early game Zenji Haki games, they're not exactly the greatest. He had me worried there, he had me worried. But essentially the rules are you can't make the coin fall off the table that you're flicking to, and you can't make two coins touch each other, which he just did. So that's why he lost his turn, and why I lost my turn earlier than that. And then after winning a charm from this dude, we earn the Good with Coins trophy, which is, as you guessed it, for earning a charm from the game Zenji Haki. Moving on a little bit more, so we're actually pretty far in the story here. I would predict we're about probably 15-20 hours in. So there's not exactly a lot of trophies in the early game, 8 trophies at the moment. I thought this trophy was going to be hard to come by, but there's actually many opportunities throughout the game to get this one, so I wouldn't worry about it too much if you're going for it. But essentially, Tours 1. That is for completing a standoff successfully with a companion. And then moving on a little bit, this one was a fun one. I thought this one was going to be hard as well, but it's essentially you drop this, killing an enemy with their own sword. And then after that battle, I cut most of the battle out, but after that battle that we just got that other trophy on, we talked to that guy, and then we got the trophy for the Adachi, the way of the Adachi, helping the guy defend his dojo. And then obviously helping some more people. I got this really late into the game. This is after I did most of the story, but essentially you use the Kusarigama to kill someone or assassinate them, and you get the trophy for it. And that was that one just gone. Now we have this old dude who teaches us the way of the Kusarigama, which is the chain thingo we just saw in the previous trophy. Essentially, after I help him for a little while throughout the story, I didn't include it because spoilers and stuff, but you get a trophy for that, for just pretty much helping him out. We have more songs playing here. Like I said earlier, I included the ones in that I thought, you know, make the video a little bit nicer. And this is just one I've kept in. Wasn't a big fan of this part of the story. I feel like it was a bit weaker than it could have been, but that's okay. I still enjoyed it. And then coming up after a cheerful, heartfelt song playing, we earn a new trophy. The woman behind the mask. Show mercy to the innkeeper's daughter. And then shortly after that, we go into a boss battle. This dude caused me headaches. All the bosses in this game cause me headaches. They're tough. They're tough, I'll tell you what. After disposing of this guy, we have another short cutscene. Or, I suppose, semi-short. I think I cut some of it. I can't remember, to be honest. It was a while ago since I completed the game. It takes time to edit everything. But essentially, this was just a story boss. Very similar to the first game, lots of story trophies, lots of collectible trophies, you know, classic open world RPG sort of style. So as we go through the story, we tick some off, but most of them are completed in the cleanup phase of the game. And after the short cutscene, we earn the trophy of the Kitsune. And that's for sending Sato's Spy Master back to the shadows. Shortly after that, continuing the story a little bit more, almost coming to the end of the story here actually. There's probably 4 acts, I would say. We're in the 3rd act now. And after having a campsite chat with that bloke, we earn Twin Wolves. Reunite with a ghost from the past. And then this is where we learnt to throw fire grenades, which was pretty fun. Absolutely launched them like no tomorrow. Would have started a mad wildfire, but anyway. So the objective of this trophy is to kill an enemy by catching the grass on fire. You can see I'm trying not to hit the enemies. I'm trying to catch the grass on fire and have them sort of get caught alight by the fire. But I'm too good at hitting them too well, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a struggle town, and I thought this mission's the best one to do it, because there's just waves of enemies, unlimited scorch bombs. Not that you sort of run out of explosives or arrows or anything like that. They're all pretty easy to come by, but I thought, damn, not going to get this one here. It's going to be a bit of a tough one to sort of grind out. But then there's another wave, which was lucky. And I thought, okay, here we go. Here's my chance. Round 2. Well, technically round 3, because the last one was 2 rounds. But he ran right into the fire. And then we got it. Brushfire, sorry. Kill an enemy by catching the grass on fire. And then continuing on with a few more of the side quests. Technically main quest, but technically side quest. We have this guy who gives me the Yari. It's a big giant spear weapon. We have to learn how to spear some fish, which we have to do for another trophy. Not as easy as it looks, to be honest. As you can tell, I struggled a little bit trying to get the fish. So we need to spear 5 fish for a trophy. This is not what we're going for at the moment. But we speared a couple there. And then after a battle, of course, he congratulates me, essentially. And there we go. We've unlocked the Yari after his congratulations and things like that, and his life story, his backstory, his uncle's backstory. We unlock the Yari. Unfortunately, there's a little bit more talking. So at this stage of the game, we're probably at about 25, 30 hours, I would assume. We're pretty far through. Done a lot of the story missions. I actually had to go back and get the fire bombs in the Yari. I sort of skipped the side missions and was focusing more on the main mission. I usually get a bit of tunnel vision on the main story, but I did go back and finish these before I actually finished the main story. And with that, we have officially earned the Yari and acquired all the melee weapons, which earns us Tools of a Warrior. The Way of the Yari, which is the side quest. Moving on to some more battles, lots of battles. This time with the guy we earned a trophy with just before. And a campfire chat. Using Atsu's special skill that scares people. We do that 20 times and we earned the Horror. And then this guy didn't decide to die straight away, which also earned us Very Persuasive. So 2 trophies in that one battle. So Very Persuasive, we needed to interrogate 10 enemies. Essentially, if they don't die, you scare them. They'll tell you where enemy bases are or bounties and things like that. So pretty useful to do. Especially when not all the bounties are easily trackable. And if you don't want to use like a map, which I avoided for the most part until the very, very end. Back to some spearfishing. I was doing a side quest here and came across a lake which had fish jumping out of it. They're hard to find. I thought I was be able to go back to the spot where we fished the first couple, but nope, they didn't spawn there again. But they did spawn on this lake, which allowed us to spearfish the final fish for the spearfishing trophy. And then we just kick someone off the rocks to earn Sayonara, which is for Typhoon kicking someone off the rocks. This one I got accidentally. I was trying to get this one for ages. You need to throw an empty sake bottle at someone and get the wolf to attack them and or kill them. At first, I didn't think I got it, but then I eventually popped. I was having so much trouble with it, I didn't think it was ever going to pop, but eventually got it, the wolf bait trophy. And then I included some of the fighting in afterwards, because I feel like we haven't had much fighting in the video since up until now at least. And I thought it was a good showcase of some of the skills you can do in the game. Not my skills, the game skills. I had to try and find this guy. He was hiding. I tried getting him to the cliff to kick him off again, just because it's so much easier than actually having to fight them. Yes, I'm that lazy. But he wasn't having it. It was too smart for that. And he almost killed me. Well, technically he did have to revive. But then I eventually kicked him off the cliff, which was my main goal from the start. And then after finishing up all the enemies, we finally completed this wolf den. So we need to complete all the wolf dens for a trophy. This was just one. There's about 13 of them. I think we completed about half at this stage, which is good. And then we move back on to the main story. Here we have another boss, one of the names on our cloth sash that we have around our belt. Again, another boss that caused me a lot of headaches. All the bosses are hard. Then after fighting him, we have some more talking and cutscenes, as we usually do. do wonder what he was always slashing at, because I couldn't tell. Like, surely they're not slashing at the same spot, otherwise they'll clash swords. But after beheading the Oni, we earn the trophy, the Oni, which is for extinguishing the fire of a cruel warlord. There we go. It pops right at the end of the cutscene. And then we have this beautiful entry to the next part of the story, which I kept in a little part of it. And then I moved on to another bit of a fight. This one's for taking out one of the bounties we have to take out. We have to take out all the bounties. There's 43 of them from the top of my memory. But that's not what the trophy is for at the moment. I was just going around collecting all the free loot on the ground. Picked up a sake jar, which you use to heal yourself. And then after picking up 10 of them, we earn the trophy Sake Flight. That's for picking up 10 full sake jars. Then after acquiring this firearm, we earn a new trophy. This one is for acquiring all the ranged weapons. I was going on a bit of a hunt to get all the weapons and all the gear. They're very useful. If you're doing the game, I recommend getting them straight away. They're very, very useful. This one's a quick fire weapon that we're going for next. And you can see how important the gun is. I didn't actually use this gun very much, but you essentially pick it up off the ground and you use it to make a big explosion, which was fun. It's a very, very good gun. It one-shots practically everyone. It's very powerful, very good, but I didn't use it very much. That doesn't mean it's not good, I just didn't use it. And then, like I said before, we moved on to acquiring all the weapons. Quick draw, that's for earning all the quick fire weapons, which is another gun. Very, very good gun. You just quickly tap your trigger, your R1 button, and it stuns them, allowing you to execute them. Very, very good gun. After that, we went back, gathered some materials. Went back home after gathering those materials, and then upgraded our sword. I've kept in the little gameplay you have to do for it, just to show it off. Essentially, you play this game, you mend the sword, or mold the sword, I should say, hammering it down. And after doing some hammering, heating, flipping, cutscene, so the gameplay sort of stops and you're done. You only have to do that once when you're upgrading. You can skip it as well, but after upgrading everything, we unlocked the trophy Like Father, Like Daughter. Fully upgrade the Wolf Blade. And then upgraded some other weapons, as you can see there. Completing some more side quests here. This one was for helping Hana defend her farms. You go around, fight some people, defend some farms. And that unlocks Kunai Defender, which is also, you learn Kunai from Hana, and then you help her defend the farms after. So here we have a standoff. The first time since we got our new pistol. We got it with the wolf as well, so we get a few extra kills. You get to kill 2 people with the sword, and then with the new gun, you shoot a third. And that earns us from the hip. Perform a pistol parry during a standoff. So it's very useful to get the pistol, allows you to kill an extra person during the standoff. So you can essentially eliminate 4 enemies really easily, really quickly. And then shortly after that, we helped this person, Ina, defend off some more Oni Raiders. A lot of defense in this game, which earned us the trophy Gift for Destruction. Climbing a mountain now. We have to find 30 of these altars. This is the 30th, which earns us the Moments of Reflection. There's about 53 in the game. You only need to find about 30 of them. And then moving back onto some more of the story now. This is my favorite story mission. So I've included it in its entirety. I've skipped some sections, sped up others, but it's all essentially here. It's one of my favorites. And you guys will probably see why. You unlock a new move during this one, and it is fantastic. So you walk into this room with a whole bunch of enemies. Just a bit of backstory. You're supposed to be undercover here. Supposed to be a performer undercover. So you're rocking up and looking a bit grumpy with a weirdo mask. Carrying your swords as well, because that's totally what performers do. And then let it begin. There we go, our new skill. It's like the old one where it petrifies people, but this time it does it to all of them, and you pretty much, as you can see, you just slice through them. Like carving a cake. And during this mission, the enemies are like, I think they're programmed, they don't really attack you. So you just have it on like repeat. And you can see it's just like, it is an absolute slaughter. At first I thought they were just going to keep on coming, but there is a limit to the amount of enemies that spawn. And later on in the story it does make sense. It's all very well written, this part. Get a bit cornered there, get in a little bit of trouble, but that's alright. Nothing I can't overcome. This is all sped up, by the way. This is not the real speed. Just in case. Couldn't tell. But now we're fighting the main boss. The spider. And then after letting him live, a little bit of a cutscene to show my armor's been upgraded. Not the armor I was wearing though, but an armor. The starting armor you get is upgraded. Which completes the story mission. And earns our trophy, Wrath of the Onryo. Then moving on, more of the story. Another big bad boss. After beating this guy. Some more cutscenes, of course. What can you expect? This one's actually pretty quick. So don't you recognize him? That's the dude from before that we let live. And then, yes, we get the trophy of the dragon. after defeating that last guy. And then we finally track down this bloke. Who ends up helping us. Which is a bit weird. Spoilers, of course, if you're watching this. Like I said, I've tried to keep the spoilers as down as much as possible, but obviously when you're going for every trophy, it's not exactly something that's really feasible. But this guy's essentially depressed, so we let him live, which is fair. Well, sort of. But anyway, that earns us the Sparta trophy. This is the final mission, the final boss of the game. Tried to keep most of the twists and turns hidden. So that included skipping a lot of this fight for the video. But it's a long fight, and it's a tough fight. Multiple phases. Oh, the works. But it's not even the hardest fight. We'll get into the hardest fight soon. But essentially, after pinning them to the tree, do a bit of a time skip coming shortly. So essentially here the game time skips, and then it goes sort of back 6 months to the present of when you're actually playing the game, but it does it in a way where you're essentially explaining it like a story to someone else and your travels, so it sort of makes sense story-wise. And then that earns us the Onryo Rests, which is find a future beyond the hunt. Moving on, collecting some gifts, some free things. We collected 8 of them, earning us the Gifts of the Ghost. Back to another song, our second to last song in the video. I actually thought when I was playing this and got the trophy that this was for playing and learning all the shamisen songs, but it's not. Something else which we will, once the trophy pops, I'll talk about. So after playing this song, you have a cutscene. So this bloke used to teach our mother how to play the shamisen, and it's a quest as well. But after doing that, we learn a new song, which is why I thought it was for learning the song. But we get the trophy Charming. So this trophy is for earning for upgrading 10 charms at once. So you upgrade charms, we're doing side quests and things like that. And then now onto the hardest boss of the game. Made him look easy, had to change the difficulty, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to admit it. Had to change the difficulty. If you're playing this on the hardest difficulty and you beat this boss, kudos to you. Because he will, even on easy difficulty, will practically one-shot you. And he has no let-up, no remorse. Hardly able to block or dodge his skills and all sorts, and it's just like it is an unfair fight. And if you can beat him on the harder difficulties, or even at all, to be honest, that is impressive, and my hat goes off to you, honestly. Anyway, after having a chit chat with him while he's dying and beating him, we earned the trophy Unrivaled. And then now we're in the cleanup stage, the Way of the Yari, which is to help the bloke defend his dojo. Each of the weapon masters have a defense sort of mission, and that one was for doing his. Moving on to a game now, which is essentially shoot arrows through the hoops. Can't imagine this being a work health safety approved game, but either way, here it is. It took me a few tries on this one. It took me about 30 minutes, I reckon, to do this with all the timing and the things like that, but eventually got it, which was good. You have to have a perfect game, can't miss any arrows. 6 arrows, 6 targets. Doesn't look that hard, probably isn't that hard, I just took a while at it. And I thought because I was proud, I'd show the whole thing. Moving on a little bit more, and that's how we get a moment to breathe trophy. My apologies. moving on now, after we do some puzzles, spinning some things, mostly randomly, mostly tried to think it through, but mostly randomly, we unlocked the final mountain reliquary, which earned us the trophy, a child of the mountain. And then as we go through all these, the final trophies to complete everything, I decided to show sort of what they are. So this one is a sumi painting. A sumi painting? Essentially you paint the environment. You do so on your controller. You follow the lines that are shown on the screen to match what is on the painting on your touchpad. And then after completing all the sumi paintings, we earn the trophy, an artist's eye. Here at a Yotei 6 camp, after machine gunning them all down with my special bow and charm that I have, we earned the trophy for the living, which is for completing and or reading all the Yotei 6 camps. Then moving on to another side quest. This one was a fun one. I'm not going to spoil it too much. I decided to remove... I was going to spoil this one and talk about it, but I decided not to. Essentially, after acquiring this sword, we earn the trophy from one ghost to another. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you'll get it when you play the game and earn this trophy yourself. But, yeah. I decided to keep in the battle sped up because I thought it was a cool battle. And there we go, it just massacred the whole group. And then finally, all the wolf dens. After completing all the wolf dens, we earned the trophy Wolves of Ezo. So the wolf companion, it's advertised as part of the game, but it's like not really your companion. It sometimes comes to help you, sometimes it doesn't. You help them, sometimes you don't. But essentially, it's there. It's not a main part, but it's there. And then, like I said, after completing all of these, giving them a bit of a pat, some food, some snacks, we earn the trophy Wolves of Ezo. After we learn the last skill, of course. There we go, Wolves of Ezo. Moving on, this is the bounty dude. He gives you all the bounties. After completing all the bounties, having to talk to him for two times for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but after completing all the bounties, went and talked to this dude, which gave me Master Bounty Hunter. So that's for completing all the 43 bounties. Moving on, this is another shrine. This is a different shrine. This is either a shrine climb or something like that. But essentially, after completing all the shrine climbs, bamboo strikes, and hot springs, you earn the trophy Body, Mind, and Spirit. You can see we're rapid firing through these. There's not a lot of time between any of these trophies and in between each other. After completing all the fox dens, we earn Guardian of Inari. Fox dens were essentially like you just follow a fox and help them out. Help someone out, usually a battle, sometimes just like food and other things, but yeah. And then through the world of Ezo, or the snow area, I should say, there is these puzzle boxes, which I sort of struggled with a little bit, but was able to get through them with some trial and error. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing here, but we do get it eventually. As you can see, I had no clue what I did there. It's just super fine adjustments. But after completing and opening all the puzzle boxes, you get Trickster Fox. That's for solving all of them. After some more side quests, lots of side quests for the trophies in this game. But after some more side quests, helping this bloke out, we earn a new trophy. This one is for collecting all the armor. And that earns us for all occasions, collecting all the armor. And you can see the nice dragonfly armor here. There's lots of, well, except the hat. There's lots of nice armor in this game, but unfortunately the stats generally suck. But that's alright. After doing a whole bunch of tracking down to learn all the shamisen songs, we find this bloke who teaches us a new song. Decided to keep in the whole song. It's towards the end of the game, only obviously one more trophy after this one to go. But essentially, after learning to play all the shamisen songs in their glory, we earn our second to last non-platinum trophy. There we go, like mother, like daughter. Atsu's mother loved the shamisen, and so that earned us that trophy. Now moving on to our last trophy. We have to bow and or play the shamisen at 10 of these signs, and that earns us speaking with the land. And then now that we completed all of our trophies, we now have legendary Onryo, which is every trophy in the game. So there we go. 47 hours to complete 100% and all the trophies, which is a pretty decent time. I'm pretty happy with that. That's some money well spent. And as of recording this voiceover, they just released New Game Plus and 2 new trophies, which I will go and get, but probably not going to record those ones because, well, it's New Game Plus, so it's nothing really special. Just going to power through the main story missions and see how quickly we can do it, I suppose. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a few more videos cooking. You can check out my PSN profile, see what platinum trophies are upcoming. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed.